Okay, so we just got to Shinagawa station, and now we're gonna find some really interesting spots right next to this station. A lot of really nice heritage of Shinagawa today.
Tokaido is one of the main streets in Japan since 400 years ago. Especially around Shinagawa area, there remains many Japanese traditional shops. Geta and Tatami makers, traditional Japanese food shops, and so on. Today, Japanese popular personality Asato Izumi show us some historical and interesting spots in Shinagawa.
乗馬をやってるのか
Let's go for a historical walk in Shinagawa.
And this is walking right under the tracks. And we're following in the footsteps of Mr. Izumi, who's a local Tokyo specialist, and he's gonna show us some of his favorite spots in Shinagawa. So this is one of the first bridges in Japan for trains. Actually, the trains started from Shinagawa station and then went from here onwards, and this was the first bridge that was built in steel. And this is a favorite spot for people. There's a lot of people in Japan who love trains. Come and take pictures. They usually stand here and look at some of the special trains passing by. So this is an old map of the area, and I think the red line is the Tokaido. That was a major road to Edo. Edo is the old name for Tokyo. And the area that we're going into now is called Shinagawa Shuku. Shuku means a place to stay. And it was here that everyone, when they came and visited the shogun in the old days and the Edo period, they would stay in this area. So there used to be a lot of hotels, ryokans. Some of that is still here today, and that's what we're going to experience today.
In this shop, we can buy one of the famous traditional Japanese sweets.
But this place is very famous for something called mitarasu dango, which is made with soy sauce and sugar. And we're gonna try the specialty dango.
200年ぐらいですか200年ぐらい
So this is the famous dango, made with rice flour. And then the sauce is the specialty of this shop. It's very dark. They use a lot of soya, and the taste is very good. And on all the light poles. So now we are only 7.3 meters above sea level. The slope here was the road that led down to the beach in the old days. And if you go down there, you can see.
Beside Tokaido, the Pacific Ocean had been spreaded until about 70 years ago, and then the sea was reclaimed by construction of the Tokyo Bay. There are some reminders of that.
So this is a place where all the boats come in and anchor. Suribune, which means like a fishing boat. So actually you could go and make reservations to go out on a fishing boat. But it's a very kind of retro looking scenery from Shinagawa in the background, and then this very quaint old looking. This is the next stop on our route. It's a traditional osenbei shop. Osenbei are rice crackers, usually made from rice that have been pounded into a paste, and then they are grilled or baked. And one of the specialties here is called Shinagawa maki. Shinagawa being the area, of course, and maki being to wrap around nori, seaweed, and wrap it around the senbei.
大井大森あたりは東京オリンピックの頃まで乗りやすたでしょ、これ品川はもうちょっと前にやめてでしたっけ。
The cultivation of seaweed was flourishing in Shinagawa until the construction of Tokyo Bay. This Osenbei tells us the history of Shinagawa.
It's almost like walking in a labyrinth. These tiny, tiny alleys where people live. And it looks like Izumi-san, he found a well.
Although Shinagawa is big city, old lifestyle still remains.
This is an amazing small little valley with mikan trees, Japanese mandarins. This is a traditional Japanese seta and geta shop where all the people who are coming to Edo from far away, they usually bought new shoes because you looked at a person's shoes and you could see what kind of status they were. So it was very important to wear beautiful and new looking shoes. And there used to be 10 shops like this, but there's only one left now. This is Meguro River. Also beautiful scenery here.
This place is very famous for cherry blossom in the spring.
And all the greenery is a temple that we are going to visit.
Shinagawa has many shrines and temples, about 40 around Tokaido.
So this is a famous soba restaurant, buckwheat noodle restaurant called Yoshida. And they've been making noodles here for the last 160 years or so. Let's get in.
Tenseido means soba with tempura. Seasonal vegetables and fishes are deep fried.
そばを入れて入れてね、自分のとこで一緒に書いてもらってね。
美味しい。
ね、やっぱり違うと思いますよ。これはね、沖縄ですよね。昭和の
And these are menu boards from the beginning of the Showa period, maybe about 80 years old. And regular soba was about 15 yen.
旧東海道がまあ第一京浜、今の東海道ですね。と合流する手前に鈴ヶ森形状跡があります。
This small collection of stones, or gravestones as they are, is where the execution grounds used to be in the Edo period. And it is said that between maybe 100 and 200 people were executed here in this very spot. So these are two locations where they were actually where criminals were being executed. This is called hiaburi, which literally means that people were set on fire. So this is the end of the tour. We've walked maybe about 5 kilometers from Shinagawa station. And it's so close to Shinagawa. So get out and walk, especially a day like this when the weather is beautiful. Get out of your hotel room and experience heritage of Shinagawa.